And Mr. Old Man. You know what? I did not actually go in here, though. I don't think I talked to very many people up in here about Sergeant.
Well,
here.
a source hunter. A very hearty welcome to our humble warehouse. Have a look around.
And
God, duty's not so bad.
I was kind of hoping I'd find someone that I kind of haven't talked to yet. Charmed orc. Oh.
Ah, who better than a proven orc crusher to convince my dumbbell of a friend here that orcs are predators, not pets?
Enough of that. I know how dangerous an orc can be, but this one has been reformed. Anyone can see that she's completely docile, but my prejudiced friend here still wants to kill her.
So what's this about a charmed
My
orc?
friend here and I were patrolling outside the city walls, when who did I see creeping along the shore but this lovely orcish lady?
Uh-oh.
For a brief second, as long as eternity, we locked eyes. Perhaps confused by the butterflies in her stomach, she sprang up and began running, claws bared towards Marius. Fortunately for him, I had the presence of mind to ignore my sword and instead adroitly fling my pouch of trinkets towards her. A vial of love potion shattered over her head, and when she turned to face me, she became instantly enamored. I'm sure she must have been compelled to join the Orcish army under some kind of duress. A lady
So she's
with such
clearly
a
under a
sweetly
potion.
savage manner would never willingly join up with those vicious marauders.
Ha! I can assure you there wasn't a hint of sweetness in those murderous eyes when she lunged at my throat.
Yep.
She may be confined here for now, but who's telling when she'll escape and who she'll rip to shreds?
I love potion. Tell me more.
I've always had an amateur interest in all things alchemical. When I read in an esteemed periodical from the Wizards of Youthful Gore about an amazing opportunity that could change my life, I had to act fast or lose the once-in-a-lifetime deal. I sent away for the world-famous love potion, available for a limited time only, and it has worked exactly as promised.
You see what a fool my friend has been, spending all his cash on snake oil and bringing a temporarily tranquilized monster into our midst to boot.
What kind of monster would lie in a published advertisement?
So,
I'm sure the effects of the potion will be everlasting, as printed.
let me tell you what I
You
think.
see, he'd believe it was noon at midnight if he read it on a printed pamphlet. Please tell me you can reason with him, or ditch reason and use your sword to shave him from his murderous darling.
I don't know. So, do we want to put her down? If this love potion is as dodgy as it sounds, she could come to her vicious senses at any time. So the only thing that's keeping it, I'm thinking that she's got to be put down. So, or let her live. If that potion were truly worthless, it wouldn't have been able to charm her in the first place. In this docile state, she may prove to be a source of valuable information. So, valuable information, though. If we let her live, someone might die, or we can talk to her. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
This place reeks of orc stench.
So, put her down or let her live? If I was these characters, I would probably say let her live. We'll see what happens.
Let her live. If that potion
Or
were
should I
truly
just fight myself
worthless,
on this?
It wouldn't have been able to charm her in the first place. In this docile state, she may prove to be a source of valuable information.
That's
You're right. The information she provides could well turn the tides here in Syceal.
Bravo! I trust not only the potion, but my scaly sweetheart in and of herself.
This guy's gonna die.
You're going to regret this. We're all going to regret this.
Probably. But only time will tell.
One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all.
Well, that didn't work out well.
No!
Bringing your
nothing.
little orcish girlfriend here is like bringing a wolf to a hen house.
Nonsense. Listen. She's
Yep.
purring, darling.
What fool would trust a 2-bit love potion
Weird.
out of a back page circular from youthful gore?
It's not done yet, actually, so there's something more I've got to do with this. Apparently, I wonder if I could talk to Victoria and have her talk to her for me.
Ripple!
Where's this other guy at? Oh, he's in the King Crab upstairs. Let's see. Which place is this? Oh yeah, that place is just like locked down for some reason. Alright, a little bit further this way.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine
Alright. Let's see what happens with this. Try to convince this guy that we killed her.
Speak that way to her. Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on Baron.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the big music hunters?
What in the world is this guy Francis doing? Hi, Francis.
Greetings, traveller, and may the Immaculate Conduit's myriad blessings comfort and cradle you. Tell me, have you yet heard the revelation?
Uh-oh. The bird is the word.
Oh, my good
What
man.
revelation do you mean
Mean
exactly?
you haven't heard? Oh, what fortune that I may share the goddess's salvation with one who has, as yet, been lost. Steel yourself, friend, for your mortal spirit could be forever transformed from this moment forth. The conduit, our link to the goddess herself, has given us a special gift, and the gift is thus. By following her instructions and becoming initiated into the one way, we can each of us live on for a span greater than the number of stars that twinkle within the goddess's right eye.
What do you mean by that one way?
For this hallowed information, you must seek an immaculate chapel. Go north, friend, through the forest and into the town of Silverglen, where all may be revealed. There, among her followers and friends, dwells the goddess's ecstasy, her one way.
And tell me more about this conduit.
She came from on high to we mortals and showed us the path to the goddess, where all living souls are naturally inclined. She showed us that injury and malady need not mark the end of life, but that through her methods we could ascend to greater life in service of the goddess. Go
Right.
on the path to the righteous, my friend. Forget not that the conduit has great plans for you.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Alright. Let's go talk to this crazy man. Who is... Oh, it's like, where is he?
Here I wait for thee in the dark. But
The stab. The stab
This
shall
guy
bring
is
the
so
light.
angry.
Minister to death. That is what I want of thee.
All right, let's see if we can do this.
Yes.
Master this.
Yes. Have you made the orc feel the black and biting cold center toward the gangling grip of the greedy grey?
So here's the amulet.
So it is. So it is. By Angus the Impaler's favourite steak, you've done well by me. Oh, Ravager of Gazaldagar, the last of their line is dead. The House of Gandavon has been avenged. Sweet flowing
So we
blood. The quest of decay is at an end. My wealth is yours. My life is death's. By the hollow sockets of the voidwood eye gouger, I bid thee thanks and fond farewell.
Oh, cool. Sure. Sweet. All for just making him think that she is actually dead. But guess what? She's not. Alright. Let's send this to Rykon, and this to Rykon. That's me. And we'll do Identify. And this one will get sent to Wolgraf and identify this. Required strength of 6. What is his strength? 5. Pooey. And that is a terrible dagger. Gotcha. Okay. We continue on. So I think I'm to the point. Well, I think I'm ready to continue out. I think I've got options of going north. I think I've got options of... trying to think. Let's see where Novak is. You'll find that most prefer talking to the main heroes and want to trade
They
with
say he's
companions
privy
too.
to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Oh, my good man.
Pointless chatter with strangers does so thrill me. How did you know? Please continue interrupting my drink if you'd be so kind.
No, of course.
How curious of you to show interest in a lonesome stranger at the bar. Let me answer by saying that who I am is hardly any of your business, and anyone with an ounce of tact would have known that already.
You've met your match once or twice.
You tell me about the Fabulous
So you
Five.
wrangled a position in the Fabulous Five, have you? I'm fairly brimming with enthusiasm at the prospect of calling you a pun. You'd better leave me undisturbed, or my emotions might just bubble over.
What's about my first
You've
assignment?
been sent after Ahu's insane robot, I understand. Do you imagine that while you're busy being crushed by that abomination, I'll manage to get through a whole drink?
Oh boy.
Distraction-free?
Alright. That guy's kind of a turd. Medora.
Back, demon. Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? Oh, Medora, you lummox. 1,000 pardons, comrade. This old bear's edgier than a dodecahedron these days.
Continue.
I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain Mortruce my regards next time you see him.
I haven't heard of another source hunter being assigned to Syceal. What are you doing here?
Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, one that might concern you. See, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. Hunter's Edge by name. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either, but ones who've taken dark magic to new heights. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send them packing. preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing paths with a sauce hunter again. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs without backup.
Who did you say you were? I don't recognize you from the academy.
You wouldn't. I trained up in Academy North, after all. We don't cross paths with you Westies all that often, but it's always a pleasure when we do. Medora's the name. Retired, or so the Order keeps trying to tell me, but never out of commission. My hand to your cause and my sword at your side.
Orcs attacked your village. How did you manage to escape?
By the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on our village wizard's property. Fortunately for me, that particular wizard has a penchant for things that go boom in the night. I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip and flee toward the forest. He pursued me for miles, but I'd lost him before I made it into the Sicil hinterlands.
Good to know. So what's your next plan of attack?
Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now. But perhaps that's where you come in. I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, you could use reinforcements here in town. I've been scouting Sicil for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator.
So that's your proposition. You help us here in Sicil, and we'll help you take back your home village thereafter?
Well, you know the old expression. 2's a tea party, 3's an invasion. I know this place like the back of my hand by now, and the orcs up north will be short work for a trained-up trio of sauce hunters.
I'm gonna do it.
Secrets,
You got a big sword, so yes. Fantastic plan with 3 source hunters working in tandem and put an end to all these evils bent against this fair
A
land.
fantastic plan. With 3 source hunters working in tandem, we'll put an end to all the evils bent against this fair land.
Another source hunter on the team will make us all the more formidable against this wicked magic. Welcome aboard, Medora.
That's the spirit.
Nice.
Listen closely now. Do you hear it? That's the sound of every orc and sorcerer in a 100-mile radius shaking in his wee boots.
Nice. Cool. That makes me happy. So now I've got a full party saving. How's the game? Dude, it's going awesome. It's extremely intricate. So many things.
Watch out!
Nemrys is the greatest philosopher in the land, you know.
Oh, I already talked to that person, but I haven't talked to this cat yet.
Never saw you in the king crab before. You're welcome to scratch me behind the ears if you like. I won't scratch back.
Who are you?
I am Unsinkable Sam. At least that's what they call me around here. Used to be a ship's cat, but the clipper I was on sank when I was the only one to wrestle himself free from the waves. The people here were kind and took me in. Been the king crab's foremost patron ever since.
Tell me about the ship you were on.
A magnificent ship she was. Used to belong to a pirate, I was told. Unlike me, she didn't prove to be unsinkable, though. We hit the cliffs right neath the lighthouse. Not very apt a name for that building, I must say, for no light was shining from it.
So, note to self.
The moment
Check
I
out
hit
the lighthouse.
water, I writhed around like I would on a hot tin roof. By some miracle, I managed to reach the beach, covered in kelp and smelling worse than a fish's funeral parlor. But I was alive, and that was more than anybody else could say.
Were you the only survivor?
So I was. What friends I had. They drowned alongside the rats I used to hunt in the galley. And there I was, all alone. Not that I have it bad here, mind you. I've milk and fish aplenty. Most folks will pet me kindly, and when one of the village girls holds me tight against her ample bosom, I purr up a storm. But I do long for a companion of my own kind. And in that regard, there is no one like Maxine.
Whoa, buddy. About Maxine.
Maxine, the mayor's darling pet. So gentle, so fair a feline.
The grace of her whiskers, the subtle palette of dyes in her sable coat. She's one of a kind, that cat. She likes me. I know she does. But when I declare my love, she backs away. I don't know why. I have serenaded her and braved many a bucket of water for my efforts. But for some reason, she is not to be swayed.
I have some other
By all
questions for you.
means.
No, I don't care about that. Leave me now. So what? Kitty love?
Purring sound.
You've been asked by
Mind control
Tens
vibrations,
investigate
I'm sure.
Maxine. Okay.
Don't be seduced, comrades.
Oh boy.
Then dramatically acts
What are we
as
doing?
if
All
he's
right.
been put in
So
trance.
I think we've got
Medora
2
is
options.
horrified until he gives
3
her a wink
options.
and a smile.
We
Thunderclouds
can-
gather about her face.
4 options. I guess we can go. We'll deem them. It's kind of. So we can kind of go like northeast, northwest, west, or southeast. So I have one quest out here to do, but I think all are technically valid options. So, any suggestions? Actually, isn't Maxine? I guess I can talk to Maxine because it's right here. Oh yeah, dude, I can't wait for the.
Oh, you haven't left town yet, have you? Jolly good. Join me, why don't you, for a scandalously milky saucer of feral leaf tea?
About Unsinkable Sam.
Oh, he's a darling old Tom, isn't he? Paws over tails in love with me, and who can blame him? The feeling's, well, it's rather mutual, actually. But that pet of a puss simply doesn't have a penny to his name. At the risk of sounding as shallow as a spaniel, I can't but admit my love does not come unconditionally. What if we were to have kittens, he and I? They'd jolly well starve, wouldn't they? With an
No.
alley cat for a papa. Oh, dear Sam, he's such a good old bean. But he does rather reside at the bottom of the scratching pole, doesn't he? And dear me, one must have at least a mite of standards.
Do I tell him? Sure. Let's see how this goes. I'm sure this will go great. Sure, this will go great.
What's with you, bipeds and beer? No better drink than milk.
About Maxine.
So there's the rub. I am but a stray, and she is the mayor's cat. Oh, I do understand her, I do. She wants a Tom of means, not privation. One who brings home the sardines and the occasional halibut. Would that I still had my collar. Such a marvel it was, as bejeweled as the night sky with precious stones, said to have once been worn by a far-off Maharaja's best hunting cheater.
Something tells me that I'll be able to find it if I go to where that boat sank.
Like the king of all cats, I looked when I wore it. A gift bestowed upon me by a princess whom I had kept company during a long and perilous voyage. A precious band of gemstones, lost as I was tossed around by the waves like a ball in a game of catch. Among the waves it remains, I imagine. Worn perhaps by a crab who fancies himself a Caesar with it. If only I could be the Caesar again, and Maxine my Caesarina.
Okay. So yeah, basically, Tim told us that he used where he could find it. Maxine might be convinced. So, yeah. I guess that's another thing over for the harbor and towards the lighthouse. I don't know where the lighthouse is, but... Alright.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
I haven't been this way. So let's go do that. I have a party. Let's do this. Let's do this. Finally leaving the city after like, what was that? About 2.5 hours? Whew. Lots of talking.
Still thinking about exploring the beach? You're free to go, though we Legionnaires are under strict orders never to abandon our posts, so we won't be able to back you up.
So the civilians aren't allowed outside this gate? Open the gate, please.
You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the wilds to me. You may have the right number of champions in your party, yet in experience, I think you're lacking.
Huh.
Of course, the choice is yours, but are you sure you want to venture out?
On second thought, I'll leave the gate
Thank
closed.
you for heeding my words of warning, Hunter. Cysil needs you alive and well.
Huh. That's kind of interesting of why that's...
Look alive, my good man.
It kind of feels like it's the game's trying to tell me, like, hey, you're gonna go out here, you're gonna get destroyed. So maybe I'll go a different route. See if that works out better. Maybe. Maybe. Just go clockwise then. See what happens.